That is not true.
You got to show me that in the Bible.
I can't. God didn't make the world and make everything.
Show me how I pull the verse out of context. Please. Give me Isaiah 28:9. Be converted. Now, why would an Israelite need to be converted? Can you explain that to me? To convert back to the law, statutes, commandments that the Most High gave us. No, they're not. If they were blessed, there wouldn't be any conflicts over there. Isn't that would be peace? There's not peace in Israel right now.
No, it's not peace now.
Exactly. Peace would have been fulfilled. Now read.
But thou art rich, the synagogue of Satan.
So that's the synagogue of Satan over there. That's why there is no peace in the land of Israel. Chief house of the devil. Okay, because the word synagogue means chief house.
Okay, the hand of the
Now
wicked.
it's evident that the Caucasian race has been ruling the earth.
If not, where and who is it?
If the white race ain't the wicked, who the hell is it?
And so with that,
Man, death to America.
death to America.
Death to America.
I want to say, call Allah, Yahweh, Shem, Yahweh Shai. That's all praises to the Most High God in the name of His only begotten Son. All right, we are the Hebrew Israelites. We come out here week in and week out to let our people, the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American, know who they are according to the Bible, which are the Israelites, as well as to let everybody know the so-called white man's biblical identity is the Edomite and the devil, and
That's
America's identity in biblical prophecy as Babylon the Great, and it will soon be destroyed. We come out here to condemn this place and edify and wake up our people. All right, give me Ezekiel the 23rd chapter.
Ezekiel. Go to the top.
Yes, start at the top.
Ezekiel chapter 23, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
The word of the Lord came again unto me, saying,
Uh-huh.
Son of man, there were two women,
Uh-huh.
the daughters of one mother,
Uh-huh.
and they committed whoredom in Egypt.
What is these two women that it's talking about? It's talking about the split of the two kingdoms of Israel, the northern and the southern kingdom, which are now be known as the Latinos as the northern kingdom and the blacks as the southern kingdom. Okay? It was two daughters. They committed whoredom in Egypt. We went into slavery in Egypt. And in Egypt, we begin to follow the ways of Egypt. That's why our people are into so many offshoots of Egyptian philosophy now. Some of our people are into Egyptology. Some of our people are into Christianity, Catholicism, which all have elements of Egyptology within them with just little veneers of the scripture. All right, go ahead.
They committed whoredoms in their youth.
Uh-huh. In their youth, when we were young, when we were first coming into being as a nation. Right, Reed?
There were they breastpressed,
Uh-huh.
and there they grew the teats of their
Meaning what?
virginity.
Meaning the Egyptians took that pussy, man. What does that mean? Meaning we started to follow the ways of the Egyptians. That's what that means. All right, go ahead. That's why our people believe in the goddamn immaculate conception. Right? That's not in the Bible. Joseph had sex with Mary in order for Jesus to be created. That's the only way a kid come, right?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? If your woman come to you tomorrow talking about she's pregnant and it's from God, what you gonna say? You a goddamn lie. Right? Go ahead.
That's right.
You know, go ahead.
And the names of them were Ahala, the elder, and Ahalabah, her sister.
Go
and,
ahead.
and they were mine, and they were,
We were who? We were the Lord. We belong to the Lord. Right? Go ahead.
and they bare sons and daughters. Thus were their names. Samaria is Ahala,
Samaria, which is the northern kingdom, the Latino, the Native Americans. Right? Go ahead.
and Jerusalem Ahalabah.
Right? The so-called Black, West Indian, and Haitian. Right? Go ahead.
And Ahalabah played the harlot when she was mine.
Ahalabah played the harlot, talking about the northern kingdom firstly. That's why the Latinos are so into idolatry to this day. When you go to a Latino neighborhood, you see a statue of who they call Mary, which is not Mary. It's really a ancient Babylonian deity known as Semiramis, the Queen of Heaven. This is all pagan worship. But every time you go, you see pictures of this white boy. What a white boy? You see pictures of this white boy talking, they think it's Jesus. It's all lies. It ain't none of the people who they think it is. But every time you go to a Latino neighborhood, this shit is everywhere because they're giving the idols what the Bible tells us. Go ahead.
And she doted on her lovers, on the Assyrians, her neighbors.
What it means when she doted on her lovers, she went after the ways of other people. This is why our people, they want to follow the white man now. Or they want to follow, you got black people that's Buddhist now. Black people that's into all type of crazy, just listening to what everybody else has to say. You see what I'm saying? Because we're turning away from God. God is who we're supposed to follow. You see what I'm saying? But we following everybody else, right, Reed?
Which were clothed with blue, captains and rulers, all of them desirable young men.
Now this is the reason why our people went after it, because of the stature we see in people in the same way our people want to be white people now. Because they see white people in a prominent stature, so they want to follow after them. They want to get into prominent stature. not even realizing we never gonna have prominent status. No matter how rich Jay-Z is, no matter how rich Dr. Dre or any of these guys is, a white boy still signs their check at the end of the day. So we're never gonna get to that status. But our people are trying to do everything we can to culturally assimilate with white people, right? Go ahead.
Hey, so like, even from bleaching their own skin.
Yeah, they bleach their own skin like you got Sammy
their
Sosa.
hair too.
Sammy Sosa to bleach his skin. Black women go and put a blonde weave in, or you know things of that nature. This is what our people are doing because they want to be white. Matter of fact, whatever you got. Matter of fact, give me the apocrypha real quick. Give me 2 Maccabees 4 and 15 to 17. Because this is nothing new. As the Bible says, there's no new thing under the sun. This is the same. Go ahead.
What you guys preaching? What's your faith?
Well, we're teaching our people our true nationality as Hebrew Israelites, the people of the Bible.
Right.
So our primary concern is to come out here.
So it's not Christianity. It's not Jew.
It's not.
It's its own entity.
Exactly.
Right,
we teaching the truth of the Bible.
Well,
what happens in Christianity? It's not Jewish. Jewish is a religion that was created in the 8th century AD. Okay. What happened
It's a religion and a people.
Yeah, exactly. It's what they do is they now try to assume. Give me Revelations 2 and 9. They're assuming our identity, right? Like Hitler, right? When he started the Holocaust, you know what he told? He said Jews are following a Schwarzer religion. You know what Schwarzer means in German? Black.
Right.
He knew that this Jewish history, or not Jewish, but this Hebrew Israelite history, that belonged to black people. But you have white people because he was actually Jewish who was following it. You see what I'm saying?
And he tried saying it's Christianity. Christian too.
But see, he made a speech, and he said we will soon remove the Christian veneer, right? Now, right, let's say you go to the dentist, you got fucked up teeth, you don't get veneers, meaning they're gonna take a slim that looked like a tooth and slide it over yours.
Yeah.
So it's a mask of Christianity they had. He said white people are gonna go back to our original pagan religion. Witchcraft and things like that.
Yeah, which it all started from that.
Yeah.
It all came from the same shit.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right.
You know, but it's just, I don't know.
Have you heard about Babylon, the Tower of Babel? Have you heard about
Babel,
that before?
Yeah.
Now, this
Where
is
he
the thing.
split everybody's
Yeah.
like, no.
Yeah.
It's like,
I'll break it down.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So really what it is this. There's really only two systems on the earth. There's the system of God and the system of the devil.
Yeah.
The system of the devil was born in Babylon. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's why every religion you go to on the face of the earth has similarities, has a synthesis. The reason is because they all share the same origin in Babylon.
Because he's the ruler of this world.
Yeah, exactly, which is Satan, right?
he's
Matter of
like-
fact, give me Job 9:24. So many scriptures come to mind, but let's get Job 9:24 on that, and then we're going to hit these others. You got that, Maccabees? Okay, hold that. Go ahead.
This is Job 9 and 24. The earth is given into the hand of the
The
wicked.
earth is given, right? The wicked, the devil, right? Now, the devil, he's a spiritual being, but he has a physical arm on the earth.
Yeah.
So are these white people. That's his physical arm, right? Go ahead.
He covereth the faces of the judges
He
thereof.
covereth the faces of the judges thereof, because he painted Jesus Christ as a white boy.
Right.
That's covering the faces of the judge, because he's the greatest judge on the earth.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But that's what he had to do. He had to paint a white image so he could trick people. That's why everybody wants to be white, because this image shoved down your head for hundreds of years is going to make you think, well, Jesus is white
Thousands, man.
and God is white. You said what?
Like thousands of years.
Yo,
like,
yeah.
You know, like,
Well-
what's pure? The white lamb.
Well,
You know,
yeah.
But, so
See,
it
that's
gets
why
in
they
people's head
that's why they
he
call
white.
that's why they call themselves white, because they're not even actually white, but they call themselves white and they call us black. We're not actually black. We're different shades of brown. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when they say that we're black and they're white, they're insinuating that we're evil and they're good. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It says, if not, where and who is
If the
he?
white man ain't the wicked and he ain't went painting over history all over the world, who the hell is the wicked,
Yeah,
right?
niggas
Now
ain't.
watch this. Give me that second Maccabees.
Which one?
4 and 15 to 17.
2 Maccabees chapter 4, verse 15. Not setting by the honors of their fathers,
So our people didn't want to follow the ways of our forefathers, right? Go ahead.
but liking the glory of the Grecians.
Who are Greek? Grecians are white people. Greeks are white people, right? Alexander the Great, right? So
right,
our people wanted the glory of the Grecians, the glory of the white man, right? Go ahead.
Best of all,
Our people wanted that and thought that that was the best thing to be, right? Go ahead.
by reason whereof sore calamity came upon them.
And that's the exact reason why we're in this position as a people now, destroyed and oppressed by white people, because we wanted to be like white people. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
It says, for they had them For they had them to be their enemies and avengers, whose custom they followed so earnestly.
So we had the same people who we wanted to be like are the same people that was the enemy. You see what I'm saying? That's how the Lord sends a curse upon them. You want to go be like these people? Okay, well, I'm going to have these people fuck you up. You see what I'm saying? Just because you want to be like them so much. Go ahead.
And unto whom they desire to be like in all things.
And that's what our people want to do. Our people desire to be like white people in all things. Our people want to live in their neighborhood. You want to send your kids to their school. You want to bleach your skin. You want to wear contacts in your eyes to have blue eyes. You want to have blind. You want to have all these things which are scientifically bad. These are negative things to have. These are not good things to have. But our people want to have this because they look at the white man as God. And that's the goddamn problem. Go ahead. What you got?
I was just going to tell you know who we are.
Yeah, go ahead.
Jeremiah 17:4. And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thine heritage
So
that I gave thee.
it was prophecy that we were going to discontinue from the heritage that God gave. God gave us the 12 tribes of Israel, right? Okay? He gave us laws, statutes, and commandments. He said we were going to discontinue from that. We were going to stop doing it. When did that happen? In slavery. You see what I'm saying? It was beaten out of us what we were given. We were given Christianity in its various forms. Whether it be Catholicism, Baptist, Lutheran, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
It says, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest
We
not.
were brought to America, a land that we didn't know, and forced to serve our enemies. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
For you have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever.
We have kindled a fire in the Lord's anger that the Lord is causing to burn on us. Right. And that's why we in this position right now. Our people are jacked up because we want to continue to rebel against God and follow after all these other people. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's why we in the project. That's why we got roaches all in our house. That's why we live in check to check. Because our people want to reject God. You see what I'm saying? That's what it all boils down to. And then when our people want to follow God, where do they go? They go to the church. What does the pastor tell you? A goddamn lie. The pastor's in a contract with the government to only teach you certain things in order for him not to pay taxes so he can launder money through the church.
Right.
It's all a goddamn game out here.
It's all about money.
Yeah.
It's all, and the Catholics, they talk that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
It started with the Romans.
Yeah, well, it started, but let me hit you with something though, right? It started with the Romans, but the actual Catholic Church was founded by black people who conquered Rome. You know Constantine, you heard of Constantine before?
Yeah.
Now when you look at the Council of Nicaea where they created the Catholic religion, we got pictures of it. Matter of fact, let me see my phone, the one I gave you. They got pictures of the original Council of Nicaea. Every face in there is jet black. Every fucking face in there, right? Because really, we started all of this. But that was wicked of us to start it because it's not of God. Right. So what the Lord did is he had it bite us in our own ass. Because he let the white people get up into this Catholic religion and then allowed them to take it and use it to enslave them. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, they enslaved everybody.
The whole world. With
you
this
put
white
fear in
force.
a man's heart, like, oh, you're going to go to hell. You can't be doing that. You're going to go to hell. You got to follow us, give me your money.
Exactly.
How you can go to heaven because I give you 10% of my hard-earned money and then you're driving a motherfucking Bentley? Come on now.
Yeah, come here, come see this.
That's just like, that shit's nuts.
You see, this is a lot of this is one of them ancient things from ancient Rome. You see that?
Yeah.
It's black people there. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ain't no damn crackers there. You see what I'm saying? But here's what happened. You had white people that were actually the lower class in Europe during this period of time.
Right.
There's a period of time called the Dark Ages.
Yeah.
Now the reason it was called the Dark Ages is because black people was ruling Europe. Now, then you have the so-called white man rising again. You see what I'm saying? Starting with the family that were named the Beaugier. They actually got a show about these people on Showtime, the Beaugier family, right? Pope Alexander VI of Rome was like the first white boy to come into power again. You see what I'm saying? That was 1492. That same year, he had his son pose for the portrait of Jesus Christ. You see what I'm saying? Now, his father sat on the throne of the Pope. They painted this picture. They took this picture. Christopher Columbus sailed it over here to the Americas, started killing the Native Americans and the Latinos. You see what I'm saying? That 1492.
Well, they started Latinos.
Yes. Well, really, because the Latinos. Here's what we have to stand about Latinos. You got certain Latinos that are white people, and you got certain Latinos that are indigenous that were already over here, and then you got certain Latinos that are black that come from slaves that were brought. You see what I'm saying?
Dominican, Jamaica.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So you have different things. Cause every single Mexican that walked by ain't a real Mexican. Cause some of them is Spanish. You see what I'm saying? Some of them straight up white people. But you see that you can. I mean, you can tell because you have the ones that have a tan, have kinky hair. Even sometimes they don't. But they're mixed. But the scriptures said that we was going to give me Hosea 7:8. The scriptures tell us that we was going to be mixed. Especially the Latinos of the Northern Kingdom, they were going to be mixed.
Hey, what you mix with?
Like what?
Like what? Mom, what?
Yeah, me too. Go ahead.
Hosea 7 and 8. Ephraim hath mixed himself among the people.
So the northern kingdom mixed themselves among the people. It wasn't just when they came over here and mixed with white people. When we was on the other side of the earth, they was mixing with Arabs, they was mixing with Asians, they was mixing with all kinds of
Assyrians.
people. You see, because we were in close proximity to them lands. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Ephraim is a cake not turned.
Ephraim is a cake not turned. Now, if you take a pancake, you cook it on one side, you don't cook it on the other side, what's going to happen? One side going to be black, and one side going to be white, light as hell. You see what I'm saying? That's why you got Latinos of the various shades. You see what I'm saying? That's all a part of the prophet.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'll sit on that.
What you had on deck?
Then I just had that Jeremiah 17.
Give me Revelation 1.
No, to answer your question, we're the true Christians and we're the real Israelites according to the flesh.
Yeah, because Christianity is a religion.
Yeah.
But Christian, the term Christian really derives from Antioch. In Antioch, the people who was following Jesus Christ, who the world calls Christ, was called Christians going back to Antioch.
Right.
Because the word Christ is just a Greek word that means anointed. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, in the Bible tells us that Israel, the Israelites, are the Lord's anointed. So us as the Israelites, we're the real Christians. You see what I'm saying? But people in Christianity, those aren't the real Christians. They're following a pagan religion, an Egyptian religion, a Babylonian religion, not an actual religion of God. You see what I'm saying? Where you at? Christians first. Go ahead.
No, I got
We should have went to Acts 13 and 1 on that damn devil. Go ahead.
This is Revelation chapter 1 verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
Now, whose hair is woolly? Black man hair is woolly. So who is this white boy in this picture, right? Go ahead.
As white as snow. And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
His eyes were as a flame of fire. Now, let me ask you something. Black man gets to drinking wine. When are the white in his eyes going to turn? It's going to turn red. It says in Genesis, it told us that he was going to drink wine. He liked to drink his wine. Jesus, right? Go ahead.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
Fine brass. Now, what color is fine brass? It's brown, right? Now watch. Go
as
ahead.
if they burned in a furnace.
Not just fine brass, but burnt fine brass. So this is a black man we're talking about. Now read this.
And his voice the sound of many waters.
Don't they tell us how loud we are all the time? Black people are loud. Well, Jesus Christ was loud. We how we supposed to be. Y'all motherfuckers too quiet. Where you at? Where you going? Acts 13 and 1?
Acts chapter 13 verse 1. Now there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers.
Prophets and teachers, Israelites, right? Go ahead.
As Barnabas and Simeon, that was called Nigger or Niger.
You see that? They was calling us that thousands of years ago. We was already being called that.
Yeah.
That's just a word that means black. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And Lucius of Cyrene and Manon, which have been brought with Heron, the Tetrarch and Saul.
Exactly. So they was calling us nigga all the way back in. And letting you know that that's the people the Bible was called that. You see what I'm saying? Because these Mormons, you seen when the Mormons, he tried to tell blacks with the black skin was a curse. Where's that in the Bible? It's in your little book.
No,
It's in your
mark.
little book.
There was a mark, but they never said what the mark was.
And really, how does it make sense if the original man Adam came from the ground, which is brown, to be white person?
Right.
And then his kid was turned black? No, they was already black. Nigga, what the fuck is wrong with you? You see what I'm saying? But
it
white
came
people,
down to Ham.
Yeah, well,
You know it came down to Ham.
well, really, Ham, Shem, and Japheth was all black. There's a lot of misconception because they'll tell us that we're descendants of Canaanites in order to justify them putting us in slavery because it tells you in Genesis that Canaan shall be a servant of servants. You know what I'm saying? And the reason that curse was put on Canaan was so we could go get the land from Canaan, right?
Because that's where Shem started.
Well, yeah. Shem. Here's the thing: you have Ham, Shem, and Japheth, right? You have Ham. Ham's land is from Europe, the Middle East into Africa. You see what I'm saying? That's Ham's land. But you had Shem that also inhabited land there in the Middle East. You see what I'm saying? And then you had Japheth that was up in Europe. A lot of people think white people, and this is a lie the white man tells you, is the seed of Japheth. That's a goddamn lie. Okay? They try to say that because they're trying to escape from who they actually are, which are the Edomites according to the Bible.
Right.
When you look at all ancient European artifacts, you can see black people. You look up the Etruscans. What's another one of them damn groups? You have the Etruscans. You have the Minoans, right? These people are people of color with afro. You see what I'm saying? I'm talking about before that. I'm talking about Japhetic people. Now the thing is, white people started to invade into Europe. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
They started to migrate out of the Middle East into Europe and assume this is what white people do. They go somewhere and they assume the identity of the people who are from there. But that's not actually their identity.
Destroyed it.
Matter of fact, and definitely try to destroy. Watch this. Give me Genesis 4 about Cain. About Cain. A fugitive and a vagabond.
All right. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the white man has the spirit, the same spirit that Cain did.
Yeah.
What did Cain do? He
Yeah.
murdered his brother in cold blood out of jealousy. That's the same thing the white man does to black and
Well, yeah,
Hispanic
when
every
he did
day.
it when he was Esau. See, because
Well, no. But Cain did that to his brother. Cain did that to Abel.
Right.
And then when he came back, he vowed to do the same thing. This
Right.
is what Cain do. But give me that.
Genesis chapter 4, verse 12, or excuse me, verse 11. And now thou art cursed from the earth, which have opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood
You are
from thy hand.
cursed from the earth, right, Reed?
When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto you her strength.
That's right. And when you take a look at that, right, the white people, they predominantly dwell in Europe now, right? Europe is deficient in minerals. They're not getting a lot of produce out of Europe. They got to import. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
A fugitive and a vagabond
A fugitive and a vagabond, right, Red?
shalt thou be in the earth.
That's right. A fugitive. What does a fugitive do? Does he stay in the same place all the time? No. He runs around. Just like the white boy goes out of Europe, he comes to America, he goes to Australia. He's all over the goddamn world with his wicked agenda because he's a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth. And that's what the white people did. Give me Joel 20. Because you had white people that was in the Middle East. That's what white people are. White people are the Edomites according to the Bible.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So you had white people that were in the Middle East, but they started to get chased out of the Middle East and they started to go into Europe. You see what I'm saying? They started to call themselves the Romans
only thing is,
and the
like,
Macedonians.
But right now, that shit's all changed. Really, it's in the heart.
What do you mean by that?
Because you can't just, when you say the white man, I think of my mom. My mom's nothing like that.
See, but
No,
here's
but see, but so you got to look past that. And you got to see a man's heart. It doesn't matter what color we are. We all be the same.
Truly believe what you preach. Preaching positive and not negative against anybody.
I'm preaching positive.
No,
Hey, this ain't
he
for
can
you.
preach
This
to
ain't
everyone.
for
No,
you.
no, he
This
can
ain't
preach
for
to
you.
everyone.
This
For
ain't for
everybody.
you.
God is for everybody.
No,
So
he's
when
not.
you're wrong,
Prove it.
trying
Prove
to
it.
teach these people to hate.
Prove God is for
God is for
everybody.
everybody.
Don't get any more
Don't you think
camera,
God is for
folks.
everybody?
Prove God is for everybody. You can't prove God is for everybody,
God
man.
is for
Okay?
what do you say? I'm less than you?
Yes. I'm better than you. I'm above you. I'm above you
On every level.
On every
That's
level.
right.
On
Every level.
every
There's
level.
some hatred, right?
That's
Yeah,
right.
there is hatred up here. That's true. It's love and hate. We have a balance. We have a balance. I love these brothers. I love these brothers. I love everybody up here. All right,
How did we get here?
Right, go ahead.
But no,
I gotta get up. Hey, I'll see you guys next week.
All right.
On your death, because God does not recognize you.
God hates you though.
God does not recognize you.
God doesn't recognize you. Give me Deuteronomy 7:6.
He does not recognize you.
He upset because I said I'm better than him, and everybody up here is better than this devil.
That's
right here.
right.
All right. Science itself tells you that. That's why the Lord made you like that.
Hey, your
With
dog
no
is hey, your
melanin.
dog is better than you.
That's right.
Listen, I wouldn't even let you take care of that dog, man.
And
Bro,
you're
that's your
loading
lover.
your beast.
That's your lover. That dog is your lover, man. Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6.
Read.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy
We
God.
are holy unto the Lord, not like this wretched devil. Read.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the
So
earth.
we're above you, according to the Bible. We're above all people that are upon the face of the earth that's not black, Hispanic, and Native American.
That's right.
And that's some of you white people and all you other nations, and you handmade you damn African people that's over here too. Y'all all gonna learn something the hard way.
Motherfuckers ain't gotta sit up here and be going around here calling black people niggers and all of that shit for them to be the devil. The devil is very slick and sly in his works,
Not
man.
even, he's a serpent.
That's right. So
Oh,
a
no,
lot of times
on
they ain't
the-
gonna put this shit all out.
On the under, you know, they might not go out on the big podium and say they hate niggas, but guess what? When election time comes, they're voting for all the politicians who are trying to keep the black and Latinos oppressed.
That's right.
All right, behind closed doors, voting for all these damn devils who are creating these wicked devices to keep us down at the bottom. Man.
That's right. These dudes be having it twisted, man, just because they had a white mom. Let me tell you something. My uncle married a white woman. Guess what happened? She sure as shit did call him a nigger, right? My pops done dealt with several white women that called him a nigger at the end of their relationship, man. Okay? So guess what? They're all full of shit, all right? Just because they want a black man, that don't mean they actually love black people, man. Okay? That's just a goddamn lie, all right? Go ahead. It's a lust thing, okay? They want you because you're the best man on the planet. Just like a white man, you got a lot of white men that's getting with black women.
That's right.
And guess what? They get in bed with the black woman and they call her a nigger. Okay?
That's
It's documented fact. So just listen, like Lord Jamar said about Justin Bieber. because Justin Bieber was singing all them nigger songs, but black people won't accept him. Talking about, oh, he dates black women. Plenty of slave masters were having sex with black women and having babies. Does that mean they love black people? No, they just like black pussy. You see what I'm saying? And it's a control thing too. It is a fact that they know that I've conquered these people because I can have their women. Okay, so don't be fooled, man.
And a
Okay?
black woman will please a white boy better than she'll please her own nigga.
That's true, because she thinks that he's God.
Ezekiel 23:6. Well, I'm sorry, 5. And a harlot played the harlot when she was mine, and she doted on her lovers, on the Assyrians, her neighbors.
And that's what's wrong with you so-called blacks and Hispanics. Y'all want to be everybody else on the planet Earth. Y'all want to follow white people, you want to follow Arabs, you want to follow Africans. It ain't got nothing to do with you, man. All right, go ahead. Yeah, y'all niggas can keep thinking this shit is funny too, man. All right? And when a white man come and crack down on you niggas for laughing at the word of God, you're going to see what the hell happened. All right? You simple-ass, silly niggas, okay? That's what's wrong with you so-called blacks and Hispanics. Y'all dumb as hell, man.
That's right.
And you got your head up your ass, nigga. All right? All you niggas gonna die, man.
That's
all
right.
All you niggas gonna die horrible goddamn deaths and your loved ones, man. All right? Let that be a curse on you.
And when
Now,
y'all niggas go get that scholarship, Sandusky gonna play with your asshole, faggot.
yeah,
That's
and
right.
y'all gonna let it. And y'all gonna let
Dumb
it.
faggot.
All right?
Yeah, niggas.
These the same Greek. These niggas are Greeks, man. All right? These niggas are the same Greeks. That's why they let their coaches play with them, man.
That's
All
right.
right? Because they're the same niggas that went up into Greece and was letting homosexual white people be their mentors, man. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Verse 6, which will flow with blue, captains and rulers, all of them desirable young men.
All of them, because they following after all these other nations, because these other nations are in positions of power. That's why they following after them. Read.
Horsemen riding upon horses. Thus she committed her whoredoms with them, with all them that were chosen men of Assyria, and with all on whom she doted, with all her idols she defiled herself.
So that's what the Northern Kingdom did, the so-called Latinos and Native Americans. And what did the Lord do? He had them going under slavery under these same people. Right, go ahead.
Neither left she her whoredoms brought from Egypt.
Nor she left her whoredoms brought from Egypt. What proves that? Because the first thing King Jeroboam did when the kingdoms were split was he erect gods of Egypt, the golden calf. Go ahead.
It says, for in her youth they lay with her, and they bruised the breast of her virginity.
Because that was the first way she was led into idolatry, going back into Egypt from her youth. Right, go ahead.
And poured their whoredom upon her. Wherefore I have delivered her into the hands of her lovers, into the hands of the Assyrians.
So what did the Lord do? He said, I have delivered her into the hands of her lovers. Because our people want to follow after these people so much, you know what's going to happen? We're going to go into slavery under these people. Read.
It says, upon whom she doted. These discovered her nakedness. They took her sons and her daughters and slew her with the sword.
What does that mean? They came in, they conquered our people, and they carried them away captive. That's what that means, right, Red?
And she became famous among women, for they had executed judgment upon her.
She became famous among women. You know what that word should be there? It should be infamous. They became infamous among women. When this so-called white man conquered us, and when all these other people have conquered us during different periods of time for our wickedness that the Lord was putting upon us for a judgment, we became infamous, right? Read. It's going to elaborate. Go ahead.
It says, for they had executed judgment upon her. And when her sister Ahalabah saw this,
Who was the Ahalabah? That's the Southern Kingdom. That's the black West Indian Haitian. Read.
she was more corrupt than her in ordinate love than she.
So when we saw what the Latinos did back in the day, we then we then topped their wickedness, man. Okay, Ray?
It says, and in her whoredoms more than her sister in her whoredoms.
That's right, more than her sister in her whoredoms. So we were committing more abominations, more iniquity, more sins. We were being more bigger idolaters than the Latinos were. That's why you got all these guys running around saying a black woman is God. They done took worshiping a Mary to a whole different level. And they worshiping every woman that's walking around on the street. Go ahead.
She doted upon the Assyrians, her neighbors, captains and rulers clothed most gloriously, horsemen riding upon horses, all of them desirable young men.
Go ahead.
Then I saw that she was defiled, that they took both one way, and then she increased her whoredom. For when she saw her men portrayed upon the walls, the images of the Chaldeans portrayed with vermilion.
The images of the Chaldeans, the Babylonians, right? You got people, you got Ethiopians that are amongst us right now. Those are the Chaldeans, those are the Babylonians. These people had us in slavery. Don't get it fooled because their skin is black like yours, that they're your brothers. They enslaved you long before the white man was anything on the planet Earth. We were enslaved by the Babylonians. Go ahead.
Girded with girdles upon their loins, exceeding in dyed attire, and their heads, all of them princes to look to after the manner of the Babylonians of Chaldea, the land of their nativity.
After the manner of the Babylonians, our people wanted to be like the Babylonians. Right, go ahead.
It says, and as soon as she saw them with her eyes, she doted upon them and sent messengers unto them in Chaldea.
And this is the number one problem with our people. Our people like what we see, and our people are allured by the lust of our own flesh. That's what our people do. Go ahead.
And the Babylonians came to her in the bed of love, and they defiled her with their whoredom.
And they defiled her with her whoredom. Right, go ahead. The Babylonians defiled us. How did they do that? Because we were led to follow after their gods. Okay? Baal. And that's why our people are in the sun god worship and queen of heaven worship and constellation worship to this day. Right? Like we bring out. What did Biggie say in his song? He hit her with that line, what's your name, what's your sign? You see what I'm saying? Because black people are all into astrology. This all goes back to Babylon.
Hey, but if I can say this, Issachar, the so-called Mexicans, was the best at that.
Yeah, that's right.
But they was using it on the righteous side, though. You know, because the scriptures tell you that in Genesis 1 and 14, that these constellations and these activities in the heavens are for signs.
But going back to Babylon, right? The original name for Babylon was called what? Ur of the Chaldees. A war. In the Hebrew, it's a war. The term a war means light. That has to do with the sun and all the constellations. Those are the lights. You see what I'm saying? Because what do they worship there? They worship the hosts of heaven. You see what I'm saying? So that's what they was dealing with. That's why the Lord told Abraham, he said, leave your kinsmen in Ur of the Chaldees and go into the land of Canaan. Leave their gods. He had to leave his father. He had to leave all that pagan religion so he could follow the Most High. Because that's what they were doing. They was worshiping the hosts of heaven in Babylon. Start by who? The Cushite. You see what I'm saying? So our people went into Babylon, into captivity in the ancient Babylon, and we was following the ways of them same people. You see what I'm saying? And that's why our people are so into sun worship now. Our people are in the moon worship. Our people are into astrology and all of that. That's all that wickedness. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And she was polluted with them, and her mind was alienated from them.
And she was polluted with them, right? We were polluted by following the ways of these other gods and these other people. We were polluted, right? Just like this air in America is polluted. People having respiratory issues. That happened to us spiritually. And we were alienated from our true way. This is how we're Gentiles now. Because we were alienated from our true way. Like you got these guys in the conscious community that follow ways of Egypt, right? And they'll say, oh, I don't say that I'm a descendant of ancient Egyptians, but I'm an Egyptian in my mind. I have the thought process of the ancient Egyptians. And that's how our people became Gentiles. They're not realizing he's attesting to be a Gentile right there. That's why there were churches and groups of the original followers of Christ that went into Egypt and woke up the Israelites that were in Egypt. Because a lot of our people started following the ways of these other people.
Isaiah chapter 19, verse 3. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof.
The spirit of Egypt shall fail. But our people want to continually follow after the ways of the ancient Egyptians. But this spirit failed back then. It's clearly failed back then because who's in Egypt now? Are the ancient Egyptians in Egypt now? No, it's Arabs in Egypt. You see what I'm saying? But you want to follow the ways of the ancient Egyptians. That failed, and there's no hope of it coming back. Go ahead.
It says, and I will destroy the counsel thereof.
I will destroy the counsel thereof. But y'all want to take counsel after the ways of the ancient Egyptians. And that counsel is destroyed. That's why none of the things that you're trying to put into place are prosper. You got it?
Isaiah 31?
Isaiah 31.
I'll get it in a second. Okay, it says, and they shall seek to the idols.
And they shall seek to the idol. And that's what our people are doing. They're seeking the Amun Ra. Right. They're seeking the Sekhmet. Right. They're seeking to these, because you had a Dr. Mayat. She said, I'm coming in the name of Sekhmet, which was a goddess that would symbolize a lioness. You see what I'm saying? And she was a goddess of destruction. She said she was coming in the name of Sekhmet. You see what I'm saying? You got guys that say they're coming in the name of Amun Ra. All these Egyptian gods. And it ain't working for their ass. Read.
It says, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits.
The charmers and them that have familiar spirits. People dealing with fortune telling. People dealing with, things of that nature. Go ahead.
And to the wizards.
And to the wizards. Witching, right? Go ahead. Versus they trying to practice witchcraft. These guys in the conscious community openly practice witchcraft, man. Go ahead.
I'm going to skip to verse 14. The Lord have mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof.
So it's a perverse spirit that's mixed. So those of our people that want to follow after it are clearly overtaken by a perverse spirit. That's why a nigga like Shaka Amos will say, if you want to be a homosexual, that's your business, I ain't got no problem with it. If you will perpetuate and allow homosexuality amongst the black community to be acceptable of it, you are an enemy to the black community. Go ahead.
And they have caused Egypt to err in every work
You
thereof.
have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof. And you will err when you follow the ways of Egypt. Go ahead.
As a drunken man staggereth in his vomit.
As a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. And that's what we see all these guys that's following Egypt now. They staggering in their vomit. They look stupid and they don't even realize how foolish they look. Number one, they give you all this science that's totally theoretical, that's based off of assumptions that cannot be proven. You see what I'm saying? They're staggering in their vomit. But they talk about they know their information. And their information is all based on assumption. Go ahead.
It's not empirical data.
Yeah, that's right. It's not concrete. Read.
Okay, verse 15. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do.
That's right. There shall not be any work for Egypt. This Egyptian stuff is not going to prosper. This is prophecy in the ancient times of a famine hitting Egypt. Another famine hit Egypt that Egypt was not going to have the ability to recover from. Now, let me ask you something. Did a famine hit Egypt? Yes, it did. Did Egypt get conquered? Yes, it did.
Right.
So the Bible already prophesied the destruction of ancient Egypt, and it's already occurred. And it ain't nothing but ruins, pyramids, and sphinxes that Arabs make all the money off. Go ahead.
And it's going to happen again in this modern day Egypt, which is America.
That's right.
And it tells you that in Revelations 11 and 8. This place is spiritual Egypt.
That's right.
Okay, so the scriptures are twofold, sometimes threefold, because there's prophecies that have come to pass, that, you know, history repeating itself, that's going to happen again, and then talking about our people following the ways of the Egyptians.
That's right.
So we're killing three birds with one stone right now with the scriptures, man. That's why it's cut and dry. Verse 16. In that day shall Egypt be like unto women.
Egypt shall be like unto women. Egypt is going to turn into bitches, man. Okay, go ahead.
And it shall be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand of the Lord of hosts.
The Lord is getting ready to shake Egypt up, but he shook the ancient Egypt up. In modern Egypt, America is going to be shook up. So all of you so-called blacks and Hispanics, because there's Hispanics that are also into that Egyptian shit too.
That's right.
A lot of Puerto Ricans that's up into that movement. Anybody that's up into that Egyptian vibration, guess what's going to happen? The Lord is getting ready to shake it up.
Right, because you worship in the image of the beast. Okay?
Yeah.
Let's say you don't take the mark of the beast, but let's say you don't take the mark of the beast, but you're still in the Egyptology, which is the image of the beast. That means you're following the American system, which is an exact reflection of the Egyptian system.
Yeah, the American system, which is the beast system. You see what I'm saying?
This ain't nothing but the new Egypt.
Yeah, go ahead.
It says, which he shaketh over it, and the land of Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt.
That's right, we're going to be a terror unto Egypt. The land of Judah, the so-called black man. But y'all want to join under Egypt when the Bible tells us we're going to be a terror unto Egypt. We're going to be a terror unto this modern day Egypt.
That's right.
We're going to terrorize all of these people out here.
That's
Why
right.
are we going to terrorize them? Because they terrorized us for hundreds of years. Was it terrorizing when they would take children from the hands of their crying mother and sell them to another plantation? Was that terrible? Was that not terrorism? But like it is said, one man's terrorist is another man's patriot. Go ahead.
Everyone that maketh mention thereof shall be afraid of himself because of the counsel of the Lord.
They're going to be afraid. They're going to be afraid to mention the name of so-called black and Hispanic men because the counsel of the Lord is going to be on our side and he's going to give us the power. Go ahead.
Because of the counsel of the Lord of the hosts, which have determined against it.
That's right. The counsel of the Lord of hosts is determined against that ancient Egypt, and that has surely been destroyed. Now it is determined against this modern day Egypt, and it will surely be destroyed. You see what I'm saying? Read on. You got something else?
Yeah. Since the spirit's hopping on you, Egypt, this Egyptology bullshit, this whole land of Egypt, the real Egypt, that place is gonna get hit with missiles because they got some type of power.
And guess what? If it don't, we still gonna go over there when we get the power, and we gonna knock them damn pyramids down.
That's right. This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, verse 10. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter.
Our people, blacks and Hispanics, have been led to as a flock to a slaughter by these pastors and these preachers and these churches telling us lies. They have led us as a flock to the slaughter.
Black leaders in that black unconscious shit too.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Y'all,
the
we getting
blind
on y'all,
watchmen.
yeah. Y'all are hella the blind watchmen. Y'all are doing everything you can to try to debunk the Bible, and every single time you try, you fail miserably. Ain't that telling you something? But the thing is, they done invested 30 or 40 years of their life, 50 years, some of them, 60 years, some of these guys, into being an Egyptologist. So they're not just going to turn from Egyptology and say, well, look, I got to start over as a babe and accept being a Hebrew Israelite. They're not going to do that. Go ahead.
Yeah, if I could say this, when the bro goes in and does his debates, and we go in and we support him, whether it's bringing out precepts or just being there with him to support him, we ain't going in there trying to convert that motherfucker.
That's right.
We going in there for the elect to potentially hear that weak ass doctrine get cut and know how to combat these motherfuckers, man. Through the scriptures, man.
Yeah, people get it twisted as if we think that we're gonna go into a debate and convert this guy. That is not even what we're going into the debate to do. We're going into the debate to take somebody so somebody can hear the truth that may be questioning certain things, and we also going in to show brothers how to combat things, man. It ain't to convert these people we debate. These guys have too much of their life invested into this bullshit to turn from it.
Right.
But there's people that are coming in that are listening to them and that are listening to Israelites and are saying, well, shit, he says this, I like that. The Israelites are saying this, they like this. Which way do I go? And then maybe it'll influence that decision. People have notified me that they listened to the debates I've had and they left certain ideologies and doctrines they was into and came into the truth as a result of hearing the doctrine getting torn down. And I'll say namely and principally Islam. Okay? But go ahead.
See, the scriptures is a sword. This is a spiritual sword.
You got a swing sword, man.
Right, you got a swing sword. Like my man Shamar always say, you got a swing sword. And there's a technique when you're combating someone, there's a technique that you have to use. You know? That's why, you know, in boxing you got jab, straight, you know, left hook, right hook, 45 uppercut, you know?
That's right.
You gotta know how to use that technique when you're going into this spiritual warfare.